Mars is all we hear these days. Yes, there's big plans to go live there, and all since we've nearly wrecked our planet. I'm sure you're a little tired about the huge amount of news and the small amount of progress, but what if I told you we've got some news today? 3 months was the predicted lifespan of these rovers that have now lasted a whopping 14 years. A rover allowed researchers to travel to the most interesting locations rather than a lander researching a single location. Opportunity and its twin sister Spirit were the longest living wandering rovers ever deployed to another planet, spending just over 14 years exploring the red plains of Mars, taking photos and providing incredible insights into its ancient past. The car-sized rover, which was intended to last barely 3 months, turned out to be an unanticipated mastermind. During their time on the red planet, the twin rovers achieved some outstanding scientific discoveries. What was planned for these rovers on the red planet? The 2 rovers that were launched in 2003 reached Mars and started exploring the surface of Mars to find evidence of water. The Opportunity gave researchers a close-up view of Mars as it traveled across the surface. Thin layers of rock that had conserved ripples of water flowing, a need for life, from many billion years ago. Despite 15 years of operation, this rover eventually created a lot of fuss just with the last few photographs, for which NASA only paid about $400 million. No big deal or anything. After setting foot on Mars in 2004, Opportunity discovered a variety of findings about the planet, including compelling proof that one of the regions of Mars was wet for a considerable amount of time in the past and that circumstances may have been favorable for the survival of microbial life. When a catastrophic dust storm that covered all of Mars engulfed the Opportunity rover's location in June 2018, the rover lost contact with Earth. Engineers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory Mission Control tried unsuccessfully to recover Opportunity on Tuesday, February 13, 2019. Despite more than 1,000 instructions to establish communication, the final message from the photovoltaic rover was received on June 10. Spirit, the twin sister of Opportunity, was also present there. These 2 spacecraft had the same mission. The mission was supposed to last 90 days, but lasted more than 6 years. Spirit's many discoveries include proof that Mars was previously considerably moister than it is now, and new information about the Martian wind. Only 5 of the rover's wheels were functional when it became trapped in soft dirt at a location known as Troy in May 2009. NASA stopped trying to liberate the rover on May 25, 2011, following years of testing and perfectly planned actions. As the rovers functioned for way longer than expected, NASA has now maintained a constant presence of spacecraft on Mars. Some stunning breakthroughs from Opportunity rover affirmation had been sighted from above by NASA's Viking 1 and Viking 2 satellites, which pictured what emerged to be ancient river channels on Mars. The Opportunity fulfilled the potential. According to NASA researchers, the rover's prolonged journeys revealed not just discussing puddles or ponds, but at least kilometer-scale amounts of water present on the surface of Mars. The water on Mars is thought to have vanished roughly 3 billion years ago. According to their findings, water last flowed on the red planet between 2 and 2.5 billion years ago, which means water flowed there almost a billion decades ago, probably longer than previously thought. The water was determined to have a rather neutral pH, meaning it wasn't extremely acidic or basic. This discovery gave humanity optimism that Mars might potentially be habitable for humans. From 2011 until the end of its lifespan in 2018, the rover studied the 14-mile-wide region and at least a 3.6 billion-year-old Endeavour crater. In 2017, Opportunity was driven even by a 10-million-year-old Orion crater, 90 feet wide and located on the western side of the Endeavour crater. Opportunity spent much of its life on Mars analyzing geological strata and craters. Recent images reveal the view that NASA's Mars rover Opportunity had just before the deadly dust storm. In May 2018, the storm began to build, and Opportunity was quickly submerged. The solar-powered rover stopped functioning on June 10 due to a lack of sunlight for battery recharging. NASA finally declared the long-lived rover dead after valiantly trying to bring it back. Now, what made scientists believe that Mars has already harbored human existence? Last April, Opportunity used its panoramic camera to capture numerous pictures of Perseverance Valley, which is situated around it and is part of the 14-mile-wide Endeavour crater. The team of this mission has now created a stunning panoramic view of the rover's ultimate resting place by stitching up all 354 of these photographs, which were captured between May 13 and June 10. Scientists believe the rocks seen here indicate that Mars may have harbored human existence long ago, as there are signs that water migrated via bumpy fissures. As already stated, before the environment might have been livable for microbes and had existed on Mars decades ago, the photographs have been augmented so that we can see variations in the surface layer of Mars more precisely. Opportunity Project Manager John Callis of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena California stated in an interview that this final panorama embodies what made our Opportunity rover such a remarkable mission of exploration and discovery. Opportunity managed to avoid such downfalls for 8 more years by trying to study stones on the steel wheels of 4 distinct craters and the Meridiani Planum Flats. After the storm, the rover could not realign on its own to grasp the sun during the upcoming Martian winter and was primarily thawed to death. Mars has a challenging environment for solar-powered machines. By 2014, Opportunity was compared to the time when the rover first landed, and the solar panels were much browner and dustier now. It caused the Opportunity to do duties more slowly. When the Opportunity initially appeared on Mars, the soil tests were completed in a matter of minutes, but by late May 2018, it took days or even weeks to get the mission test findings. As the clean season passed by with no signals from Opportunity, the likelihood that it had lasted started to dwindle. On January 25, 2019, the group sent a series of ditch directives wishing the rover had stopped moving due to an inoperative antenna and an internal clock malfunction. Even more improbable scenarios did not trigger the lander to observe any response from the Opportunity. 15 years of scuttling around Mars later and transmitting pictures of the planet, Mars to Earth, the Opportunity rover by NASA was declared dead. So, what caused the rover to last long beyond the warranty days? It was the rover's mobility system, which was built out of titanium and aluminium to withstand the harsh terrain of Mars and daily temperature changes of up to minus 180 degrees Fahrenheit. The rover was designed to tilt over 45 degrees without plunging over. Warm, electronic boxes were fitted inside the rover so it could still work perfectly in extremely cold weather. The massive storm moved in just before Opportunity could photograph those regions using all of its color filters. Some of the pictures of the panorama are still in black and white, according to NASA. You may zoom in and out of the extremely huge panorama to get the full experience here, thanks to the mission team. Opportunity had previously shot a second, noisier picture of the night sky around 3 minutes prior. However, after sending the 2 images, Opportunity returned to Earth with this extremely speckly image. According to NASA officials, the chaotic image was the last piece of information that Opportunity ever delivered. The rover stopped working before it was able to send the complete picture. 2 hazy black and white thumbnails show a tiny, faint sun in a dark and dusty sky. Opportunity trundled across the Martian landscape for 5,111 days rather than just 90 Martian days, counting the days until its final data transfer. A generation of global scientists was born and raised with Opportunity. Dr. Tanya Harrison tweeted, "It wasn't that easy to say farewell to the officials that were associated with the project." The evening was spent at JPL when the Opportunity received its final ever directives. Opportunity finished its 15-year adventure with the final statement on Mars. "It's becoming dark and my battery is running low." After this, there was quietness, tears, hugs, and shared memories were mesmerized. No spacecraft, manned or automated, has ever traveled more than Opportunity on the ground of some other planet. A network of shallow valleys down the inner ridge of the Endeavour crater served as its permanent resting place.